Hello, everyone, and welcome to X-Marks The Spot with me, your host, Richter Hammer, your weekly wrestling roundup show. And joining me, as usual, is you could say the usual bunch of misfits. We have Chris, a.k.a. The Mole.
Hello.
We have Marcus Shadow.
Sup?
And we have James Phoenix.
Yellow.
All right, so hopefully at this point you know how we do it. We're going to go through our awards, and then
This is how we do
for the
it.
shows. that was a great remix, by the way. Oh. You sounded so into it. This is how we do it. All right, so we do the awards, and then we go through our match and promo of the night for the various shows for the previous week in wrestling. So, first award, take it away, Marcus.
Alrighty then. I only watched Raw this week. What the hell, why did I scroll back up? Okay. So my first award for Raw is the Not Best for Business award for that atrocious dress Stephanie was wearing. What the fuck, dude? Triple H, Paul, if you're listening to this, how the hell did you let your wife walk out the house looking like a fucking cow? Seriously.
You didn't call it the name I gave you.
No, I decided not to.
I called it, Rick, the Yes Movement. If that's the name I wanted him to take because it looked like a cow.
Oh, wow.
But seriously, have you seen photos of Stephanie's dress from Raw, Richter?
I did not.
It's black and white, and as Mole pointed out, it almost looks kind of cow printish, and just, yeah. With how muscular Stephanie is, it just makes her look like a fat cow.
Momentar.
Allow me, Richter Hammer, in the hangout chat over there.
Allow me to just take a moment to say, we here at the X-Pound would like to make a statement that no cows were hurt in the making of Monday Night Raw.
Oh my, yeah, that's...
I know, it's utterly ridiculous.
Nice.
That's right, I'm going to keep milking these puns. No. Let's not.
Moo.
Welcome to the Dairy Queendom.
Yes, that's what I should have called it. I should have called it the Dairy Queen Award.
Also, Seth looks very happy in that picture.
He looks very happy because in that picture, I believe they have just informed him that he is going to be challenging Brock Lesnar and John Cena in a triple threat match for the World Heavyweight Championship at the Royal Rumble.
Anyway, that's my award. Back to the host.
All right, so Mole, you want to take it away with your first award?
My first award, I called it the Heel Face Revolving Door. I was willing to let it go with Barrett because they sort of randomly turned him face. So I was like, right, he was face, and then they randomly turned him heel on Raw for no reason. No, he didn't even turn heel. They just said he's heel now. Not in those exact words.
Oh, I thought maybe he had a new Twitter. Barrett or heel Barrett or something.
You thought it was face. Well, I got some bad news.
I'm a heel, and then just punches a woman.
Yeah. I was willing to let that go when they did it to Barrett, but then they also did it to Paige. She just randomly showed up as a face, and
I thought that was weird too.
And I'm like, okay, so either A, it's a heel face revolving door, or B, you're saying English people can be both heel or face, whatever the fuck the writers decide. Not sure if racist.
Because I saw that she came in and saved who the fuck was it, Italian? I'm like, wait, Paige is good. Did I miss something?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask about that.
I was like, oh, it's basically 2-on-1 against Italia, and all of a sudden Paige's music hit. I'm like, what? Wait, what?
Yeah.
She comes walking out and she's all smiling. I'm like,
Which, like I said, I'd have no problem if Barrett and Paige turned face or heel, depending on what they needed to be. If they actually turned Like, if Barrett had suddenly been, like, shaking hands around, or he's shaking hands with Cena, and boom, assaults one of the faces or something like that, and then laughs and walks off going, ha ha. Fine, fair enough, you've turned heel. This isn't you turning heel, this is just you showing up to work, stepping out the curtain, suddenly you're heel now.
It's like they cut out the content where they turn.
Yeah.
And the crowd, it's almost like WWE was just experimenting, because the crowd booed him, and the crowd cheered Paige, and WWE's probably sat there backstage with like, and the best part is we didn't even tell them there was a turn.
It's like we missed an episode of Raw or something.
Yeah, it's almost like WWE's just experimenting, because next week they're like, okay, so now we know they don't give a shit if they actually turn or anything like that. Fuck it. Next week, Big Show's going to come out with Damien Sandow's gimmick. Sandow will be Seth Rollins' gimmick. Seth Rollins will suddenly come out as Mr. Nice, wearing like a pink suit and clap hands, kiss babies. Everyone will be cool with this. It's cool. It's cool. They don't expect it. They don't expect stuff like, I don't know, character development.
I'll be 100% honest. If one night everyone shifted to another person's gimmick for like April Fools, that'd be awesome.
That would be amazing. No, and if you want that to actually make, and the funny thing is, you can actually make the gimmick in, as in it would make sense for it to randomly happen, because all you have to do is through some kind of storyline means for the night, however you do it. Just have there's some kind of storyline means Damien Sandow ends up in charge of Raw for the night, and have them just come out in order that all superstars and divas who participate in tonight's show must come out using the gimmick, music, and attire of another superstar or diva.
Yeah, it'd be cool if they actually did that. That would be amazing, Raw. Like, hell, do you remember the whole Raw roulette wheel that used to go around?
Yeah.
Do it similar to that, but do it like a lottery. Actually put different characters' names on balls, place them in like a lottery machine, and actually do it randomly. Like, okay, who am I going to be? Miz pulls the handle, doom, steps out. Oh, I'm Paige. Suddenly Miz comes out dressed as Paige. That'd be creepy and bizarre, and like, what the fuck?
If that happens, can we dress Tyson Kidd like Natalia so he's finally the relevant member of the couple?
And the best part would be when Kane pulls it down, and then the ball comes out with Kane, so he gets his mask back.
Like, oh, okay.
I would say if they did that, it would also have to go. It would have to extend to the commentators as well. So you have like Booker D coming out with JBL's hat and stuff, and acting all like high and proper and stuck up. You have JBL coming out with like a fake mustache or something, and he has to act like an ass, and then you have you have Michael Cole come out doing the five time.
See, I think WWE may have missed a beat with the commentators in a slight off-topic thing. You know, because they're moving the commentators round and stuff like that because of Jerry Lawler's condition.
Yes. For the benefit of Richter or anybody else who might not know, the announced team from this past Raw of Michael Cole, JBL, and Booker T will now be the permanent Raw announced team, and the permanent SmackDown announced team when SmackDown premieres for the first time on Thursday at 8/7 Central.
It's cool. I was done.
That's this coming Thursday, and it will. The announced team will feature Michael Cole, Jerry Lawler, and Byron Saxton as the permanent announced team. And the permanent pay-per-view or special event announced team, if you will be the usual team of Cole, King, and JBL.
Yes, but as I was saying before I was interrupted, I was saying basically they missed a beat because of what they've done because of Jerry Lawler's condition and shit. He's now at SmackDown. They brought on Booker T. JBL's no longer really a heel. He's more tweener. They could have so totally made Booker T, King Booker, milk the fact he's taken Jerry the King Lawler's spot, and made a fucking awesome heel commentator. That would have been amazing.
That would have been good. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I would, yeah.
You Super King.
Yeah.
Super King.
That's a brand of cigarettes.
Nice.
All right, so with your first award, take it away, James.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, as per usual, I did not see approximately the first hour of Monday Night Raw. I did not see due to getting home when I get home from work, and I also missed a large chunk of the later portion of the evening as I was called downstairs to do something. So to remove the ornaments from my Christmas tree so we could put it away. So I did not see a later portion. So
And for the benefit of those listening, like Richter Hammer and those who were still currently sitting at home, the reason Richter Hammer was late was he was playing Naked Twister with his father.
I was?
Ha! It's not me. It's not me. Anyway, moving along. So, my
Remember
first
what you were
award.
saying, she didn't see anything.
I saw enough of it that I have 5 awards.
Got five awards in 5 minutes?
Awards.
No, I saw
Doom.
a good chunk of it. I missed about a half an hour later in the show, so I saw a grand total of about half the show, all said and done.
Yeah, the 5 awards of Doom.
Yes, 5 awards of Doom. So the first award of Doom, I don't know what to call this, and really, there's only one word to describe this. I think that's stupid. That was a stupid gimmick of the night of changing security as the 2 refs in the Rowan Harper match. Like, I'm sorry, that was just stupid. Like, okay, you wanted to put a heel ref in there to screw over Rowan. That's fine, you could do that. But putting in the 2 refs and having them pretend to argue with each other only to then count over, like, you already knew they were going to screw over Eric Rowan. You didn't need them to pretend to argue with each other. Nobody believed it. That was so freaking stupid.
I would make the point of I actually thought maybe they were going to split those 2 up with that, because I honestly thought with WWE, based on how WWE's done every single match with 2 referees, that, oh my god, they're going to argue and it's going to be, oh, wait, what's going to happen? It'll possibly end in a draw or something like that, and maybe those 2 stooges will fight, possibly one of them getting a wrestling career again. But
I thought that for maybe a minute or two when I tuned in right near the beginning of this match. And when I first saw this, I'm like, okay. And I'm like watching this, and I'm like, like they're arguing with each other. Are they really arguing with each other? Because it took me a minute to realize who they were at first. I thought they were actual refs. Then I looked closer. I'm like, oh no, wait, that's JJ Security. And then I'm like, no, they're arguing with each other. I'm like, wait, the Harper's saying, oh, I see what the Irish. Oh, the Authority must be screwing over the Team Cena members. Okay, I get where we're going now. So that once I realized it was JJ Security, I'm like, no, they're not gonna, no, because that would, you could split them up again, yes, but that would kind of ruin Seth Rollins' entourage, and they wouldn't do that. I knew they were gonna screw Harper after a minute or two of thinking about it, and it just seemed like a stupid gimmick.
See, with the Authority back in power, and based on last week and stuff, I was honestly hoping that maybe it would end up with Jamie Noble getting a wrestling career again, or you know what I mean, something like that, because I thought maybe Seth Rollins might not need those 2 anymore because he has Big Show.
That's true.
But no, ironically, it's another example of things being better in our heads.
Yep, pretty much. So yeah, that was my first award. Back to Hammy.
All right. So this one's going to be weird for me because I only saw the YouTube clip of it, so I can only speculate. So I'm sure I'm very wrong. But I call this award, sigh, this crap again, where the Authority came back, and I guess it was the John Cena Appreciation Night, and they fired Rowan, Ziggler, and Ryback. And I was like, oh, okay. We haven't seen this before, and I was thinking about it, and I was like, yeah, okay, you expect the villains to do something like that, but also I was thinking about it from a more logical standpoint. They should have fired the people on their team that failed. That makes a little more sense to me. Like, these guys beat our team. We'll get revenge on them. Why not get rid of the people that failed you? Like, you think when the villain comes back, he's like, you have failed me for the last time. Like, I want to see them say that and like fire Mark Henry, and he gets me sad Mark Henry leaving.
Seth Rollins with the Starscream clown.
Yes.
Well, for the benefit of Richter, because I'm assuming Richter doesn't know about this, I believe it was Jim looked on WWE.com shortly following Raw and noticed that they had moved those 3 from the roster to the alumni section on the page.
So they're now realizing like they have a couple of things at WWE.com need to start selling shit.
Pretty much. They need to start selling shit besides John Cena t-shirts.
Yeah, which I will say, which we'll probably go into after we've done the awards when we talk about the feeling of Raw. But when you mention like the firing, the appreciation night and stuff, it wasn't none of them were inherently bad for each section. However, it felt like for me, because the Authority was back, they tried to cram in every single cliche of the evil GM management guy in wrestling into one 3-hour show.
Pretty much.
Or maybe Vince was like, "You can't put all of that in one 3-hour show," and Triple H goes,
Yeah.
"Challenge accepted."
Wait till
Exactly.
next week. Wait till next week when they pull out all the cliches of people rising against of people in power.
Pretty much.
Cena will come out like Austin did, but he'll squirt them with milk, and then like DX, he'll say "look up," and cereal will fall down of fruity pebbles.
Yes. Now I want to see that.
On a side
be
note,
amazing.
make that happen.
That would be nice. But anyway, yeah. Additionally, the other thing about, okay, they moved it to the alumni section to sell that, but then you also clearly give Dolph Ziggler an interview in which he can talk about being fired, and you decided to fire them on the night that you premiered your brand new fancy intro for Raw that heavily featured those three dudes. Nicely done.
To be fair, the intro also, because it also includes Now, Then, and Forever, also features Ultimate Warrior. I don't see him popping up anytime soon.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
but that's the Then, Now, Forever. I'm talking about the
yes.
actual Raw intro.
I know, but they've done that before. They've had fired people in the intros and stuff. Sadly.
And
But
you don't know.
it
You don't
is
know.
a-
Ultimate Warrior could show up. The whole thing could have been a Rusev swerve.
Wow.
After 3 days, the boulder moved.
Yeah. But to be fair, I would argue technically, wouldn't the whole thing definitely, if he doesn't come back, be a Russo swerve? Because he clearly stated on Raw that the power of Districity or Ultimate Warrior would never die. Russo swerve.
The next day, fair enough.
Do you think
Okay.
God? Do you think God does that? Do you think God just strikes some people down and then screams Russo swerve?
Yes, I actually do. That makes everything make a lot more sense.
It does. It does.
All right, so their next award, take it away, Mole.
My next one, I went with, and
Mole.
Yes, Mole. That's me.
Yes.
I thought you already gave your award.
I gave my
This
first
is-
one.
yeah,
He's
this
gone
is
the
the second
second
one.
because he's
Yeah.
alternating between who goes first. He likes to
Oh.
do that.
Okay. He didn't do that last time, but fair enough. That's why I was a little surprised. I'm like, wait a
I'm
minute.
mixing it up. Russo swerve.
Yes.
Yours
Richter
are all going to
swerve.
go at once, yeah.
Stop monopolizing my spotlight. Oh.
Now I just picture you pointing at the ground like Batista and you get the
Yeah.
light gun.
But no, I already technically talked about this a little bit, but my second award does go into that a bit. Second award, Dream Team. Because I'm sorry, Natalya and Paige together as a tag team. Shut up and take my money. Not only have you made Tyson Kidd relevant in the last couple of weeks, you've made an awesome diva team I want to keep seeing. I want to see these two in the ring together more. I like Paige and I like Natalya. Seeing those two team up is awesome.
Agreed. And when you think about it, Paige turning, even though Paige's lack of turn or lack thereof, does make some sense because you haven't noticed that AJ has disappeared.
Marcus.
What have you done? Wait, have we been talking about her or not?
We had.
Now,
found
I would
her
never mess
body
with
the
CM Punk's
very
woman.
next day. We found her body the very next day. Friends reference.
I would never mess with Punk's woman.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. Who's next, Tammy?
Marcus.
All right.
All right. I'd like to mention one thing first. I should have mentioned at the top of the show that if you hear me cough a lot, it's because I have a pretty bad cold. So yeah, just
Oh,
throwing that out
Marcus.
there. Yeah.
You can donate chicken soup below.
Which is actually what I was eating before this. But yes. Yeah, I've been coughing a lot recently, and I have a cold. So anyway, my next award is basically the same thing as Mole's first award, except I didn't watch. Oh, I know. It was all both Raw, but except I didn't do the Page part. I call it the Out of Nowhere Award for Bad News Barrett heel turning for no reason. It's like, wait, what? Heel? I mean, I kind of got the feeling they kind of wanted to heel turn him the last time he was on Raw, because I remember when he basically did the heel tactics against whoever the hell he was fighting. I can't remember. I remember turning to Mole and going, "Wait, is he heel now? What?" And Mole was, "No, he's face."
Yeah, but to be fair, you said that ever since he's come back, of really his face, and we're like, he's gone against heels. Yeah, no, he's clearly a heel, is what you said. Which, like the Fallen Angel said, he got the sense with Raw this week that it may not have been planned to bring him back as fast as they did, because even the Fallen Angel said when you watch it, although these heel turns out of nowhere, hence if you're saying it happened before, it's not out of nowhere. But yeah, it's a case of it seemed like they were just really like, wait, what? This seems like, you know what I mean? It seems like they suddenly rushed to their plans like a month away.
Yeah, well, no, I was expecting him to be face because you did mention he was face when he first came back, and I said, "Oh yeah, fair point," because he had that promo, whatever. So okay, fair enough, he's face. I was like, I look forward to this. I want to see him as a face, and then like last week, it was like, wait, he just did some heel stuff with their training promo. Okay, he's still face, I guess. Those were kind of heelish tactics, and then this week it's just like, boom, full on heel for no reason. It's like, wait, what? Okay.
Yep, it's almost like Fry wrote Monday Night Raw. I'm turning heel for no reason.
And whose Barrett is the greatest.
Yeah. I want to see the Rock come back as the great one.
Yes.
Yes, that did disappoint me because I was looking forward to seeing Wade Barrett as a face. I was like, I kind of want to see him as a face because I think he'd make an awesome face. But anyway, that's my award.
Well, I've got some bad news.
I knew that was coming.
All right. So with your next award, take it away, Jim.
Oh, you should have done a Russo swerve and taken it yourself.
Should have done a Russo swerve and make Marcus give his third.
There you go. Okay. I'm gonna change up the order here. Since Richter brought it up with his last award, I might as well get it out of the way on mine. My next award, I'm trying to come up with a clever name for it. I couldn't really come up with a clever name for it. So I just ended up calling it You're Fired!
Donald Trump reference.
Exactly. I was like, okay, they're fired, but nobody really. You just put them in the new opening. Nobody really believes they're fired, and they're still getting interviews. Nobody in their right mind believes that you fired 3 of your top superstars that you're in the process of building up. No, nobody buys that. The 3-year-old in the front row is looking at this like they're not going away, Daddy.
I want to see a scene next week where Cena goes to recruit them back, similar to when Triple H went to recruit back Shawn Michaels. I want to see Ryback working at fucking McDonald's in like a fast food restaurant with the stuff, and I want some wise ass person like in a CM Punk top to represent the internet audience to look at him and go, "Feed me more," and just have him snap. Just 'cause, while that would be slightly insulting to us, like I see what you're doing there, it would be awesome and funny.
But then in a Russo swerve when he snaps, he goes at the guy, instead he reaches next to him and he grabs a little girl and shell shocks her.
I could almost see them actually doing something like that, just because I don't know if anyone else watched.
See Ryback shell shocking a little girl?
Well, maybe, but the web show that they had when they first were starting all that stuff, the Are You Serious, where Road Dogg and Josh Matthews would make fun of stuff.
No, get the cast right. It's Road Dogg, Josh Matthews, and the Triple H puppet.
Yes, and they had they had another puppet on the show like once or twice called Mark. And he was, he represented like the internet fans and stuff, and like, in the background, like behind him, there was like posters for like Drew McIntyre and stuff.
Nice.
I miss Drew.
Yeah.
Russo swerve. He's the bunny.
That'd be awesome.
I'd hope so.
So, speaking of which, where was the bunny during Adam Rose's match on Monday night? He was not with the Rosebuds.
It's not rabbit season.
Then where was the duck?
It wasn't duck season.
Well, then where was the Elmer?
It was hot dog season.
Fair enough.
He did have a hot dog mascot.
He did have a hot
Nice,
dog.
did he?
Which is really a bad idea on Raw, because you come out dressed as a hot dog, you're liable to get stolen by Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
Or set on fire by Kane.
Yeah, that too.
All
Yeah, that's we need
Yep.
Ryback and Kane working at the McDonald's.
Kane has a job. Don't try and fire Kane. That's his livelihood.
Yes, he has a job.
Kane, I
It's
get it.
Concessions Kane. I'm sorry. That was a clever thing that they did with the Concessions Kane. But how did they not make a damn Slam City reference?
So
Yeah.
there's no schools nearby with cafeterias?
Still, he was in an apron behind a food counter. You could have made a joke.
You could have, yeah.
I'm like, you want a hot dog? Okay, give me a second. Boom! And does the Kane taunt thing, and flames erupt. Here's your flame broiled hot dog. That would have been amazing.
It would have been.
amazing.
But back to the host.
All right. So for my next award, going to NXT because that's really the bulk of what I saw this week.
All right.
But I call this the not as good as italicized squirrels award, where Sami Zayn said that everyone there, all the audience that was in it, and he were in a band called Sami Zayn and the Insaniacs. And I was like, that's a good band name, but I always go to italicized squirrels. So
Where did that come from, if I might ask?
there was a humor columnist years ago named Dave Barry,
I've heard of Dave
Oh,
Barry. He's written
Dave
some good books.
who and one of I don't know articles he wrote, he was saying that like something about keyboard like keys you could press, like have something in Word, and one of them was like a little squirrel, like a silhouette of a squirrel, and he's like, how would you italicize that? And one of the things he does a lot in his columns was like, oh, blank, that's a good name for a band. And so he's like, italicized squirrels, that's a good name for a band. And I'm like, that is a good name, because people just be like, what?
Yeah, that is a good
Italicize a squirrel.
name. Exactly. That is a good name.
You need to add that as one of our cards now, Rick.
Italicized squirrels?
No,
I think
blank.
he is
That's a
blank.
good name for a band.
Okay, done. If I remember how to access the site where I could edit it, I'll do it.
that'll be the next thing.
Anyway,
Yes.
All right. So,
then you can throw italicized squirrels in there too. Why not?
Yeah.
so with the next award, take it away, Marcus.
All right. So my next one is, I call it That Looked Legit Award. And it was during the Big Show Roman Reigns match where Big Show got into the ring holding, you guessed it, he brought steel steps again. So please don't have another steel steps match. Please, dear God, do not. But he comes in with steel steps, holds it above his head as Reigns is like down on the mat. And Reigns kind of pops up and runs at him and spears him. And Big Show almost basically legit drops the steel stairs on his fucking face. Like literally when the stairs drop, his head turned, so when he hit the mat, his head was turned to the right, but it legit looked like the stairs just dropped on the left side of his face, and he just laid there with the steps legit on his cheek. I was like, oh! It's like, that looked legit.
Yes, because unlike people like John Cena, Big Show knows how to sell.
Yeah.
I was like, based on how it landed, I was like, that had to hurt.
Although, as I believe it was Mole pointed out, that would have looked a lot more intense and effective if Roman Reigns had Superman punch the stairs back into his face.
Yeah,
That would have
also,
looked awesome.
that would have also broke Reigns' hand. And I think the stairs
He's gonna
landing on Big Show...
Goldberg
Yeah, but I think the stairs landing on Big Show was kind of legit, because when they pulled the stairs off his face, he was all like cut up and bruised and shit.
Now, when
So
they
he
dropped,
legit got stairs to the face.
now, when they dropped all the stairs and stuff on his face and Big Show was lying underneath him, did Roman Reigns at least take his shoes to reference Wizard of Oz?
Ah, that would have been hilarious.
But no.
No,
Yeah, if you can find it later, Rick, you need to find a clip of that and tell me that didn't look legit.
So wait, if he does this and then he took Big Show's shoes, does that mean a minute later, Great Gazoo Stardust is going to come out and tell him, "I'll get you, my pretty, and your little whatever too."
Great Gazoo Dust.
Great Gazoo Dust.
Hashtag.
You have to admit, Richter, he looks like the Great Gazoo when he's in the green face paint.
Yeah, I can see that.
He looks
See,
like
I
the Great Gazoo minus
I always
the
thought, when he was in the green, I always thought, like you said, he looked more like Green Lantern.
Yeah, or that. Yeah, that was the first thing I said when I saw him in green. I was like, the only two things going through my mind were Green Lantern or Tommy, and I was just like, no, this is just not right. No, take that shit off right now.
See, the thing that came into my mind when I first saw him in green was like, bravo, you're really pushing superstar Fred's WWE, thank you. I know he's not in the game, but come on, that's literally just taking someone's costume and colouring it.
Pretty much. And they were doing it week in and week out. One day you come out and you had red accents on the suit and the gold and black suit. Then you had blue accents on the suit, and then you had green on the suit.
And white, don't forget white.
And the white one on the suit. Yeah, I forgot about that one. Anyway, who's next, Rick?
Next will be James.
All right. So, I have 3 words remaining, and I'm going to go, let's see, which one do I go next?
Here, you managed to get 5.
I managed to get 5. I'm going to go out of order just because I feel like I want to. My last 2 awards are from the same portion of the program, and I'll just say them for the end. So my next award is I'm going to call this the confusing yet awesome heel move of the night. And that would be Tyson Kidd and Cesaro in random bodysuits as members of the Rosebuds, because where the fuck did that come from? Because that was kind of awesome that it came out of nowhere, but it struck me on multiple levels of what the fuck is going on. Because one, Tyson Kidd and Cesaro in like spandex bodysuits, complete with masks, as members of the Rosebuds, which I didn't even see them come out with the Rosebuds, so props on that. Number 2, it was like, what the fuck is going on? Because I was not aware that they were a tag team.
They've been a tag team for the last 2 or 3 weeks since that tag team tournament.
There's a tag team tournament?
Oh, well, it was more like a gauntlet match where winners stayed on.
Okay, I was not even aware that was happening. This is what happens when I miss the first hour of Raw every week. I don't know what the hell's going on.
I will just say, I wasn't even aware that was happening. That could totally be the title of your autobiography.
But anyway, yeah. So like, okay, okay. Like, wait, Kidd and Cesaro were okay. That works. Okay, they're being they're tagging Biggie. Okay, so they're feuding with the New Day. Okay, they're friends with Adam Rose. Was Adam again? Is Adam Rose heel now? Have we confirmed that? Because I still haven't figured out which side he's on. That goes back to that whole who is heel and who is face deal. I don't know which side Adam Rose is on, but he's apparently a heel, and there was no bunny to be seen, so I don't know what happened there.
I think Adam Rose is a heel because ever since the feud with the Bunny, the crowd have been booing him and cheering the Bunny. So I think that feud literally turned him heel. But yeah, no Bunny to continue their feud and stuff like this. Yeah, I swear we've missed like a month of Raw.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this is. Oh my god, I know what it is. I figured it out. This is WWE's new point. They're now basically writing out everything that they want to do, and then they're cutting specific segments out, filming them separately, and they're going to announce that all the segments that you missed are on the WWE Network for $9.99.
No, I have a new
TLC.
theory. I have a new theory. Paul London's been hired back. And it turns out when he was like constantly doing his run to the ring, it caused a flashpoint paradox.
Wow.
No, the flashpoint paradox would have to be somebody that didn't exist in our world. Oh my god, it was Ultimate Warrior. That's why he's gone.
The Flash existed in both.
No. Barry Allen existed in both. The Flash did not exist in the other world until he forcibly gave himself powers.
Yes.
I mean, until Batman forcibly gave him powers.
Well, at his instruction, yeah.
True.
But anyway, yeah. So that was my my confusing yet awesome heel move. Because I'm like, okay, that was cool. I didn't see that coming. But what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, when they came out, Mole and I were like, okay, who are these two going to be? And we were going back and forth about who possibly could be, and then they pulled their mask off. I was like, what? And Mole was like, that works.
They started doing the moves. I'm like, wait, who? My first thought was, is that Los Matadores? What the hell are they doing here? Because for a minute I thought the way they were moving around, it looked like they were, some agile cruiserweight dudes. And I'm like, oh, is this like the Matadores? Who is it? The Usos? Who the hell is this?
Yep, it was pretty much like Edge and Christian.
Yeah, pretty much. That was great. It was Edge and Christian.
I was thinking it was going to be the Usos, and Mole did make the Edge and Christian joke, which I laughed at. He was like, it's Edge and Christian. I was like, that'd be awesome, but no.
Yeah.
I've done it before.
Mm-hmm. Back to Harry.
All right, so to your next award, take it away, Mole.
Me. And for my third award, I've named it The Third Element. It's funny because I deliberately placed this as third. It's Seth Rollins being added to the John Cena Brock Lesnar match. Because why the hell not? Seth Rollins is awesome as a heel.
Mm-hmm.
It adds a new dynamic to their actual triple threat, to their match by making it a triple threat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for this. That's kind of cool. It means instead of seeing first one Brock was one-sided, Brock was in charge. Second one-sided, Cena's in charge. Third one, it was either just going to have to be equals, or one of them has to look like shit. Adding a third element does kind of suddenly make this like, I don't know what the hell, how this is going to end. Or I can totally see Brock maybe F5ing Seth Rollins against the pin so Cena didn't look weak. But we don't know.
Mm-hmm. Am I the only one that foresees this match starting as a triple threat match, and then Seth Rollins either getting beat up and thrown out or hiding like a chicken shit, and then Brock and Cena beating the shit out of each other, and then one of them, and Seth pops in now and again to do some shit, but then runs away, and eventually he gets half knocked out near the end or whatever, and one of them barely manages to like pin him for the victory or whatever, and then after he gets pinned, he just gets a briefcase and just pins the guy and takes the title.
Yeah. I mentioned
I can see Brock just Brock and Cena destroy each other, and Cena just barely gets the victory over Brock, and Brock just leaves in a huff, pissed off afterward, or he F5 or he starts suplexing Cena everywhere, and then just leaves him dead, and then Raw's just like, briefcase.
Yeah, I mentioned to Marcus, I wouldn't mind if Seth Rollins won, because I do like Seth as a heel and stuff, and I kind of like the idea of him having the title and the Money in the Bank, because Money in the Bank, when like we mentioned, when Edge was cashing in and stuff like that, fair enough, it elevated superstars who weren't able to get to the main event for whatever reason, cough Triple H, and then basically it allowed them to do that. Cool. However, it then became a case of, will they cash in? Oh no. Will they cash in? No, no. Mm-hmm. Hold the title for a month and forgotten and back down to mid-card. That completely underdoes what the purpose of this was. Yep. So it's almost become a joke in itself. So this adds a new dynamic to the actual briefcase itself, because Seth Rollins has the title and that, which means he can literally cash in straight away on anyone that fucking takes his title. Like someone could pin him 1, 2, 3, smack from behind, curb stomp, cash in Money in the Bank 1, 2, 3.
Takes it back. That's true. That is true.
Which would be a totally new thing, but kind of cool.
No, the Rock comes back at the Royal Rumble, says, "I'm looking for an opponent." Seth Rollins goes out like, "I'm cashing my Money in the Bank. I'm charging you for the People's Championship." Rock's like, that doesn't work that way.
But no, I like the idea of him holding the title and the fucking briefcase at the same time. That's something new and we haven't seen. I think that could be awesome for business. Yeah. But I don't think they'll do that. I still think Brock's going to win, but still.
If it were not for the fact that obviously when they came back, they were obviously faces, and I don't know one of the things it would be amazing if at some point Seth Rollins is involved, or even at the pay-per-view, if Seth Rollins were involved, if they were not obviously faces, if Seth Rollins were involved in this match, and he were basically they had the match and they all got their asses kicked or whatever, and the match ended with like a last minute maybe a desperation F5 or something from Cena to pin Rollins to win the title. That way Lesnar doesn't look weak, or unless Lesnar with an F5 on him to think it so Cena doesn't look weak and like Rollins gets pinned or whatever, and then and then whatever the guy gets taken out by the other guy, like Brock gets taken out by Cena, or Cena gets taken out by Brock and left there. And then as it happens, Justin, you think you know me. If you're like, what is he doing? And he just comes out, and he picks Seth up, but he cashes his briefcase in on his behalf, and then has Seth win the title. So he's still the ultimate opportunist for other people.
Nice. Oh, yeah, nice. Well, I believe it was Marcus I mentioned this too. I don't mind. Assuming Roman Reigns wins the Royal Rumble, let's just assume that for a second.
Okay.
It may actually be someone else, which it shouldn't, but let's just assume it's Roman Reigns. I have no problem with any one of those three people winning that title.
Mm-hmm.
Because if Brock wins, oh my god, the ultimate heel, Roman Reigns beats him, elevated up his face. Seth Rollins, oh my god, the architect, oh my god, the history of the Shield, Roman Reigns wins, boom, elevated. Cena, oh my god, they can then go to all the times Roman Reigns and Cena constantly kept teasing that they were going to have a fight with those two staring down. He beats the face of the company, boom, elevated.
That's true.
It's like I'd see no problem with any one of those three winning, and hell, having the previous face of the company be beat by you does also work. I mean, let's not forget one of the ways Austin got over was beating Brett.
True.
It passes the torch, and they could even do which is unlikely, a double turn and make Cena turn heel in the same match.
Technically speaking, didn't Austin get over by, strictly speaking, not losing to Brett because he refused to tap out?
Yeah, but I mean, if you watched when you saw the match, Brett was constantly acting more like a heel. Austin was constantly acting more like a face, and as a result, when he did the whole pass out thing, it was literally Brett passing the torch to Austin as the new face of the company, which was kind of cool.
Fair enough.
Not a lot of people.
I can certainly see the Cena passing it on to Roman Reigns as the new face of the company. I think that would be very symbolic and very cool.
But I don't know what you guys think about all three members in that match. But I like the elements, and I thought any three winning would be awesome.
It could work.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Yes, Rick.
All right. So for my next award, again from NXT, it ties into a little bit what was talked about earlier, but it's called "It's My Time Meow." And that was Tyson Kidd wearing his kitty hoodie during one of the promos.
He has a kitty hoodie?
Yeah, like the hood has little cat ears on it because he likes cats. But not Grumpy Cat, as
okay, then.
what he said. But yeah, I saw it and I was like, wow, he's like a 15-year-old girl now? And I just thought it was funny that he had that.
That's even more ironic, just because, yeah, he does like cats. Mainly because who remembers when I read off on when this was WXR, the fact Natalia on Total Divas mentioned he loves his cat more than her, she felt at times and stuff, because he likes his cat. He likes cats. I see no problem with him wearing a cat hoodie. It's awesomely douchey.
Just so long as it wasn't a Hello Kitty hoodie, because that's copyright infringement on Simon.
Yeah. Which I do like Tyson Kidd. It's almost like at this point he's almost gold. Anything he does is just awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to see how they fuck it up.
Yeah. Well, now if only he can make Cesaro gold again.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cesaro's there to be his muscle.
Mm-hmm.
No. So get it right. Cesaro is his translator because he speaks 5 languages.
You're saying Canadians don't speak English? I'm sorry, if you're listening, Queen of Hearts, I apologize for the racism coming out of that hurtful man's mouth.
Indeed.
It would have been better if at the end of it you said A, but...
Yeah. We'll edit later in post.
There you go.
What, we're live? No!
Ah.
Russo swerve? No.
Ah.
Goofle swerve.
Goofle swerve. Yeah, Goofle
swerve.
I still say one of the best things ever involving Tyson Kidd is ask him in French.
That was good.
Was brilliant.
That was amazing.
That was awesome. Yeah, like I said, Tyson Kidd's awesome at the moment. Hell, he might actually, if we ever did yearly stuff for just wrestling, at this point, I don't know if he'd be superstar of the year or not, but he's had a great year.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just like when he's outside the ring as manager, like I said, I love him taking selfies instead of actually being a manager. It's so douchey.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, it is. It's douchey. The only problem is he clearly ripped it off from Tyler Breeze.
Yeah, but Tyler Breeze didn't do it as a manager when he's supposed to be supporting his wife.
No, Tyler Breeze did it when he was supposed to be in the ring wrestling.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze did it in the ring wrestling and stuff, which is very similar to when Eminem first debuted and they started to do the cameras and stuff, which is similar to when, if you ever noticed, Nash constantly does a camera pose, which he did in WCW. However,
which is similar to Edge and Christian always doing their 5-second pose.
I think you'll find Nash came first.
Fair enough.
But I was on about the fact he took it from that, but no, he hadn't done it in that regard. It's more douchey to just ignore your wife, especially a few minutes later when he'll go on commentary and talk about how he's there just to support her, and then talks about everything but her. It's like, what the fuck?
And the ironic thing, up until now, when Tyson Kidd on commentary doing that, he was yet not the person on the commentary desk who has been the douchiest to his wife or wives. Excuse me.
No, we don't speak ill of the dead. Spoiler alert.
Wow, that's dark. Oh my god, you fucking idiot. You said it with Marcus here.
Challenge accepted.
Isn't that my line?
You're sick at the moment. I was helping you out.
Thank you, thank you.
Anyway, Rick, who's next?
All
Wait,
right.
does that mean you just admitted to being my accomplice, Mole?
I'm not your accomplice. I'm more of I fill in for you. We had a whole battle for the walk. It was like the battle at the cow.
Okay then. Moving on.
Was Stephanie in that one? Okay.
Yes.
All right. So next award. Take it away, Marcus.
All right, my fourth and final award. I only have 4 awards this week. I call it the Unnecessary Roughness Award, and there was an ambulance match between Dean Ambrose and Bray Wyatt. And tell me if this sounds ridiculously stupid, Richter. So Ambrose goes to open up the back of the ambulance because, of course, they backed it in. In the bed of the ambulance, you would think you'd find like stretcher and medical equipment and stuff. No, well, there's a stretcher in there, but no. The first thing he pulls out, there's a white table with a red medical cross painted on it. I was like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, and there was not one, there was 2 of them. Like, wait, so you just put that in there so he could use tape? No! This is supposed to be an ambulance match, not a let's customize WWE weaponry for ambulances match.
So Big Show gets his own ladder. Dean Ambrose gets his own table.
No, ambulance had the table.
Dean Ambrose put it there.
Probably. But I'm just like, it was a
Maybe
completely
that's his
fucking
secret.
random.
He can get a table anywhere.
Maybe, but I'm just like, I was just like, why? Why is this a thing?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That was pretty dumb.
Yep.
And yes, somebody went through him. I can't remember. I think it was Ambrose himself who went through him, but I can't remember.
No, Ambrose went off the top of the ambulance and elbow dropped Bray Wyatt through it.
That's right. Yeah, after Ambrose, the whole match had been trying to sell a leg injury. I don't know how injured he was, but he trying to sell a leg injury. He kept like smacking his leg, like trying to get feeling back in his leg, and it's like he hops up on top of the ambulance and then kind of elbow dive / drops off the ambulance through the table. I'm like,
well, in all fairness, he did sell it. He hopped onto the stage and then he one-legged hopped from the stage to the top of the ambulance because he couldn't do a full jump, but he had to like use arms to like pull himself up like an invalid because he couldn't get on there. So he did a great job selling the leg injury. I'll give him credit on that.
Yeah, well, I didn't say he didn't. I'm just saying if your leg is supposed to be that injured, what business do you have jumping off the top of an ambulance through a table?
He's Dean Ambrose. He's unhinged. He's the lunatic fringe. He doesn't care.
Because his gravity is not injured.
Ah,
That too.
but yeah, that match was dumb. Anyway, moving on.
Yep.
Moving on.
All right, Mole, with your next award, take it away.
I called it, and getting the edge of your seat, Jim. It's coming, the thing I warned you about. Jericho invented that.
Ah, nice.
And this is from SmackDown, when Miz is backstage with Kane trying to weasel his way out of a triple threat match, and Kane goes, okay, I might do that. And Miz is like, thank you. Damien, water, and puts his hand out. Damien slaps the water into Miz's hand, and it all spills over Kane. And then Kane's like, you know what, you can thank your stunt double, the triple threat's back on. And I'm like, Jericho invented spilling liquids on Kane for the purpose of feuds.
Mm. Pretty much.
That was still that's probably the greatest feud ever in professional wrestling, created by spilling a cup of hot coffee on someone.
All right.
Nice.
Rick.
All right, so James. Never gonna get. Oh.
That should be your finishing move. You should take the Rolling Thunder and call it the Rick Roll.
Oh.
There you go.
The Rick
The
Roll.
King Kelly finishing move.
Yes, that was amazing how much effort you put into creating that.
I know.
It was almost like you went out of your way to make it the most useful move ever, which I've got to say, props. You Russo swerved created finishes.
That's what Rick do. All right, so Jim, your next award.
Okay. Thought it was your turn, but fair enough. Pretty much Marcus gave my award. I called it the random weapon placement of the week for tables in the ambulance, and not just that, because Marcus left the part out. But I'll tell you later in the match, there were also chairs in the ambulance. They were not spray painted. They were plain black chairs. But yes, Dean Ambrose pulled 2 chairs out of the ambulance a little later, and he took one of the chairs and he smacked Bray Wyatt in the face with it, or on the side with it. He hit Bray Wyatt with the chair. And because I remember he took one of the chairs. No, he was standing in the ambulance and he grabbed a chair and then he threw it into Bray Wyatt's face. Bray Wyatt went, Pshaw! And he fell over.
Which, ironically, this match is still not the stupidest thing we've ever seen with an ambulance match.
No, it's not.
I call the most stupidest thing Cena being able to F5 Ryback through the fucking roof.
Yeah, that should not be physically possible.
It's like they can crash upside down and shit and not break like that. What the fuck? No,
Yeah.
you're not that. No, you're not fucking Superman. You can't just slam him through the side of a building. No.
Yep. But yeah, there were also tables and chairs in the ambulance for no damn reason. It's like, what the hell? This makes no sense.
So this was a TLA match, tables, ladders, and ambulance match.
Pretty much, because they did a great job with it. I mean, they used the chairs effectively. They were using the tables. There was
tables, chairs.
There was a badass scene, Richter, where Bray Wyatt's sister Abigail, Dean Ambrose, face first into the ambulance door. And that looked really painful. And then he did it. And then I know, yeah. And related note, by the way. And then I guess you do random things. And then the second time, a short while after that, where his sister Abigail him onto the floor, at which point Michael Cole had to then explain to the audience, don't be fooled by that thin carpet that's on the floor. That's a concrete floor.
Yeah, they always like to start. But I was going to say to you, Marcus, instead of TCA, shouldn't it just be the TAC match?
Yeah, TH. I was about to correct myself. It'd be tables, ambulances, and chairs. You're right.
Yeah.
And stairs.
I want a TAC match.
TAC.
It's like, what is this? It's like, this is the same complaint I've been having with Dean Ambrose since he started this feud with Bray Wyatt. In fact, since he was supposedly had a feud with Rollins that went nowhere and was complete shit. I'm just like, they're just using him as the weapons guy, and I don't like that. It's not only have they basically ruined Dean Ambrose, but now his gimmick is ruining match types. I'm like, fuck off, WWE.
Yep.
To be fair, has he really ruined an ambulance match? considering we just mentioned the going through that with Cena and that one, and let's not forget Kane versus Shane McMahon. The ambulance match itself, it was no Iron Man match. Let's just get that through straight away. That was never about wrestling.
True, but I don't know, just those tables. I was like, there is no reason for this.
Yes.
That's just going too far.
There
Yes,
isn't.
being put through the top of the ceiling of the ambulance is going too far, but at least it was just the ambulance. It's not like they made something up specifically for Cena to use in the ambulance match. It was just the ambulance. I'm like, no.
See him
They
put
made
a
up-
table on top of the ambulance and flying them through the table onto the top of the ambulance.
They
That's what
did
the
make up how powerful he was. Being able to
That's
go
true.
through the fucking ambulance. The only way that would have been better is if he'd gone all the way through. Then suddenly on the Titantron we'd seen him keep falling through like the basement and shit all the way through, and boom through that room where Undertaker was in the basement doing his cutting of the hair and just kept falling.
That
through
would be
all the basements.
amazing. And then there's like,
And
it
then-
cuts to a GTV footage of him falling through another floor.
Yeah, and then
Yeah,
everyone's like,
he
"Oh my
falls-
god, no! Ryback's not going to recover." Boom! He just steps out the ambulance and just dusts himself off.
He falls through the boiler room, and then you see Foley's head pop in and look down as right back. He's falling. Have a nice day.
Yeah, I would make the case that tables and chairs made sense, only in a warped WWE's kind of way, because whenever they do any match type like a boiler room brawl, they suddenly place tables, chairs, and weapons the WWE would use in that situation. So it makes sense. Okay, we're going to do an ambulance match. Let's fill up the ambulance with WWE weapons.
No, it doesn't.
Despite how stupid this is,
This is the same company that keeps ladders, tables, sledgehammers, and everything under the ring.
And Moppy.
Ring. Yeah, and the lobby.
and the leprechaun land of the little people.
But I will
I
agree.
assume there's a dimensional pocket under the ring, actually.
Yeah, pretty much.
Quote
Yeah.
Mole, it's a portal.
Yeah,
It just varies where it goes. And sometimes you go in, it takes you to the little people land. Sometimes it takes you to Boogeyman's hell. It varies.
yeah. But I will say it was silly. But I will agree with Marcus. Of like we kept saying, I don't like how they're using Dean Ambrose.
Yeah.
But I just made the case. I thought it made a little bit of logical sense that WWE would put WWE weapons in the ambulance. But yeah, it was they keep using Dean Ambrose wrong.
Yeah, so I'll give you that. Despite how stupid it was, though, am I the only one that now wants the ambulance match in 2K16 with the ability to pull chairs and tables out of the ambulance?
That would be cool.
Like you grab that, like if you throw the guy in the ambulance door, you could try to throw him in the ambulance with a little like a mini game. But if you just walk over to the ambulance door without a guy, it activates like the extreme rules under the ring wheel, and you just pull weapons out of the ambulance.
Only
That
if
could
I
be
can
kinda cool.
OMG them through the top of
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, geez, to the top of the ambulance.
Unless you do it to me, Rick, in which case we're two big super heavyweights doing a move, the ambulance collapses like flat.
Yes. Like the wheels just fly off.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It gets fucking completely destroyed, and all that remains is a cube with all that remains next to it.
Or it just explodes and just writes double KO.
Yeah.
Or instead of going through the roof, the frame of the ambulance just collapses and just crumples, and you're just left on the frame of the ambulance. You're like, wait, what?
Mhm.
And
Oh,
it's
Rick.
just flat.
Yeah.
Well,
And
Rick,
if you
you
get-
can have a new OMG in the next year's game called Russo Swerve. And what that will allow you to do is you'll be able to lift up ambulance and F5 it through mole, or AA it through mole. I'll be like, what the
I was,
fuck?
I was gonna say the Russo swerve is then the ambulance transforms into Ratchet and then is like, they found me, and runs off.
Yes, make the ambulance transform into Ratchet, and then get him to do the AA to Cena through Ryback.
Yes.
Yes. And then does his "You can't see me" as he transforms back.
Make it happen, 2K. Make it happen. That's a shut up and take my money moment right there.
There you go. There you go.
I'm trying to pre-order that right now.
WWA 2K16, the Autobot edition.
Yeah.
Yes.
To be fair, Rick has mentioned before now that the one thing missing from the WWE series has been Mech Suit DLC.
Yeah.
Richter, am I the only one now thinking if they do an Autobot edition, I now want the Autobot Matrix of Leadership belt where the plate of the thing looks like the Autobot Matrix? Tell me that wouldn't be awesome.
One, that's awesome. Two, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Hit him with that.
Like you go to
My
challenge
God,
it,
he lit his darkest hour.
you go to challenge for it, or like when you unlock it, challenge for it, you're just like, okay, so what wrestler are they going to bring out? And you start hearing like you've got the touch, and Prime himself walks out, and he's like as big as a building. You're just like, shit.
Shouldn't he drive down and then transform?
There you go.
Yeah.
Eat, sleep, beat Decepticons, repeat. You know,
transform, repeat.
yeah, he'd need a T-shirt.
Yeah.
Eat, sleep, light, darkest hour, repeat.
Yeah. We find out that Vince McMahon's limo is actually Galvatron because he was Megatron, but then he blew up.
Of course, Bumblebee as the kid would come out in like the yellow Christian shirt with "That's How I Roll."
Yes.
There you go.
I thought he was gonna like come out with a Rey Mysterio mask on. His Autobot across his stomach. He's got the...
No. It would have to say Cybertron across his stomach.
Oh God! At some point, if Transformers were real, okay, in wrestling, oh my God, Megatron's gonna fucking turn into a chair for Ambrose, isn't he?
Yes. Bring out the table cons.
And the weird part is, he won't even be Big Show's chair. He'll be a really tiny, normal handheld chair.
Starscream, get the table. Yes, almighty Megatron.
Starscream, the architect of the Decepticons.
Yes.
There you go.
Oh man.
The madness of X-Marks.
Yeah. This went to a crazy, wonderful place.
It did.
I'm trying to figure out which Transformers would transform into the Cage and Cell, respectively, or the Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber would be WWE's Unicorn.
There you go.
Team Authority, begin Operation Hustle, Loyalty, Disrespect.
Yeah. Although, Rick,
Yes.
would Seth Rollins not turn into would Seth Rollins not be Soundwave and J&J Security pop out his chest?
Yeah.
That's what I was about to say. He depresses the switch. Noble, Mercury, begin Operation Destroy Cena.
I thought he'd be like Al Snow and even summon midgets.
He has a closet of them at home waiting to do his bidding, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what would the leader be? Horn Rumble?
No, he'd be Hornbleby.
Now, who'd be Shia LaBeouf? No.
Cena.
Brad
Yeah.
Maddox.
You know WWE would do that and ruin it.
No.
He's still employed. I don't think he's still
I
employed.
don't
That would be
think
amazing.
so. I was just like, who kind of would look like? Yeah, okay, I'll go.
There you go.
Anyway, back on topic.
Yes. Richter, who's next?
Yeah. My fourth award. I'm not gonna be able to follow that up with anything awesome, but I'm gonna make an attempt here. My fourth and final for me award, also from NXT. I call it "Put It in the Game," which was which goes along with what we were just talking about. But the Lucha Dragons double team move to the Vaudevillains. I watched it about 4 times because I don't know if part of it was messed up or what, but it was like crazy. Like so Sin Cara, like it looked like he was gonna pin him, but he like rolled through and like picked him up. Picked up not Simon Gotcha, Aiden English, and Kalisto gets on the top rope and like diving, spinning. I don't know if it's supposed to be a face or like a bulldog or a face buster or just a clothesline, but he like jumped and spun and hit him while Sin Cara like spine bustered him, and I was like, I don't even know what that was. And Corey Graves was like, "What was that move?" He's like, "Well, it looked like some kind of spinning power bomb. I don't even know what to call that." And I was like, "I don't either." So put it in the game. It was kind of crazy.
And that is one other reason why NXT is superior to watching Raw or SmackDown. Because if that had happened on Raw or SmackDown, Michael Cole would have made up a random ass name for it that made no sense.
Or
It's a
JBL.
modified clothesline. What?
I would
Exactly,
make
it would have
the
been a
case.
modified something. Yeah.
I would make the case that based on WWE 2K15, the game will do the same thing. Oh, fucking AA pile driver. What the fuck is that?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
a
like
pile driver.
where like the announcers would sometimes be like, "Oh, what a great last ride," and you're like, "I did a
Yeah.
I did a DDT. That's not a whatever. Fine."
I was on about Jim DDT, not DDT, the pile driver that's in the game. I think it was I think it's Lexus. When he goes to do it, they called it the attitude adjustment pile driver, and I'm like, that doesn't make sense.
That's right. You told me about that. I forgot about
He
that.
doesn't even put him on his shoulders to start. No, none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeesh. Okay, Rick.
All right, so I believe Mole and Jim are the only ones with a fifth award, correct?
Yep.
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 Okay, so Jim, why don't you take it away?
Okay. For my last award, we're going to go back to the ambulance match. Unfortunately, we're not going back to Transformers, but
Oh.
I digress.
Aw.
Tell me if anybody else noticed this, because I saw this, and I was trying to figure out if this was what I think it was. Correct me if I'm wrong, because maybe I just misunderstood what I was seeing. But this is the botch of the week. Because there really should always be a botch of the week. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, okay? Here is how it looked to me. If you guys interpreted this another way, tell me. Here's what I saw, okay?
You can tell us what you saw.
Yes. Here's how I saw this, and here's... So, Ambrose and Bray Wyatt are beating the shit out of each other over near the announce table. And they rip the announce table apart, and the commentators are like, oh, the announce table's apart. And Bray Wyatt gets like tossed over toward the barricade and is like hanging on the barricade. Dean Ambrose climbs up onto the announce table, to which the audience goes, ooh, like, and he takes back, and he takes a couple of steps running and jumps off. And I don't know what he was attempting to do, but it looked like he jumped off and punched him in the face, but it had no impact whatsoever. A moment later, he grabs Bray Wyatt by the leg and flips him backward over the barricade. So I think Ambrose was supposed to jump off the table and either punch or clothesline or something Wyatt over the barricade in one move, and somehow one of them fucked it up. That was how it looked to me, like it was supposed to be it was supposed to be a big move, like, oh, I'm going to go off the table, I'm going to take Wyatt over the barricade in one move, or through the barricade, or something. And whatever the hell happened, it was like, it ended in just like a lame punch to the face, and then Ambrose is on the ground like, oh shit, and he just grabs Wyatt's leg and just throws him over his shoulder over the barricade.
Nice.
Like, okay, this looks like this should have been a move, and I think somebody fucked something up, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think Bray Wyatt was supposed to flip over the barricade from the impact, but Bray Wyatt being kind of overweight and not very athletic kind of fucked it up.
I couldn't tell if he fucked it up or if Ambrose like shortchanged and miscalculated the jump and it didn't connect as well. I couldn't tell what happened, but something went wrong there.
Maybe it was a combo of both. As you mentioned, he punched her in the face. If it was meant to be a clothesline, shouldn't it have been different to a
Well,
punch?
I don't know what he was supposed to do. All I know is because the audience was ready for something big and they went oh as Ambrose like ran and jumped off the table, and then it literally like dead silence and he just landed and it's like just like a strike, like a regular like press square strike to the face.
Fair enough.
And I'm like, what the? Okay, that was anticlimactic. And then he flipped wide over the barricade. I'm like, that was random. Like, oh,
Yeah.
I see what he. Okay, he fucked it up. Okay. So yeah, that was the botch of the week. Back to Hammy.
All right, so the last award closes out Mole.
All right.
Yay! It's time to close out Mole. Oh wait, no.
That
My
needs
next
to be a
award.
finishing move. The closeout. That's a badass name for a finisher.
It'd just be a clothesline from hell. No. No. My fifth and final award is called Sense. Make some.
Yeah.
And that went to Sin Cara beating Bad News Barrett on SmackDown cleanly when they're not in a feud. And then Barrett just beating him up after the match. It's like, I don't get what's going on here. You had him win the Intercontinental Championship and look weak doing so. then you have him lose to Sin Cara with the whole purpose being talk about how Barrett lost. It's like, why are you making your IC champion look so weak? Logically, if you're going to eventually bring Dolph or someone back to get the title off him, logically you want him looking at least a little bit strong so the belt looks credible. I'm not saying Sin Cara isn't credible, because Sin Cara could be pretty good. It's just, he wasn't even in a feud with him. And the way he beat him was he kicked him in the face, climbed up the turnbuckle and did a swanton bomb and pinned him.
Mm-hmm. See, the thing is, as I've seen a couple of people who review wrestling that I read different things here that point this out. The Intercontinental Championship is cursed. Whoever has the Intercontinental Championship is put in terrible feuds or just generally gets beat up and loses non-title matches constantly. The Intercontinental Championship is officially cursed.
Explain Dolph being the sole survivor and wasting the entire Survivor Series team and burying all 5 individuals better than Cena ever could.
Easy. He didn't have the championship. Harper beat it for him the night before.
Yeah, but he still did that. And when he was Intercontinental Champion, the whole show revolved on him as the main face.
True, but he also got his ass kicked by the Authority in every match.
He constantly overcame the odds because they constantly kept talking about how he was the showstopper and always overcoming, and Dolph Ziggler with the heart of gold and all the Shawn Michaels crap. But it just makes no sense to make your champion look that weak. Back in the day, the IC Championship, it used to go to people like Bret Hart, or hell, he remembers like Triple H and The Rock feuding over the fucking Intercontinental Championship, because it used to be, give it to the guy who's going to be the next big thing, or the guy you believe could wrestle and hold, while the main titles for the ones that sell merchandise. The Intercontinental was always for the guys that could wrestle.
Yeah, who remembers the record-breaking 9 Intercontinental title reigns of Chris Jericho?
I seem to remember one of them being co-champion with China. But it was just a case of it was
stupid.
It was kind of fun though, but it was kind of like, you know what I mean? It's like they brought Barrett back, then completely ass fucking turned him heel randomly for no apparent reason, and jobbed him out while he's champion, as if they forgot he was champion. It's like, what? I don't get any of the sense. There's no sense in this whole booking. It sounds like Marcus disagrees.
I think Marcus is muted.
No, I didn't say anything.
Oh, I thought it was Marcus because I saw his box light up in my head.
That was Jim.
No, I was just chuckling under my breath.
Yeah, Jim chuckled under his breath when he made your box had the little glow circle thing around it.
That wasn't me, because as Jim pointed out, I was muted. But no, you're absolutely right. You know, and things are just so random right now. It's like, what the fuck is going on behind the scenes here, people?
It's simple. At the Royal Rumble, somebody, let's say, who wouldn't you expect it to be? I don't know. Let's say Alex Riley will show up in the Rumble and will win the Rumble, and after that he'll be like, I'm here to win the Rumble because I work for a higher power, and then up on the screen will fade out and there'll just be Vince Russo with a big troll grin on his face.
Yeah. The only way this whole booking makes sense would have been if instead of the Authority this week, it had been hosted by a reunion for the cast of iCarly, and Sam had hit her random button. Boom. There's a reference I never thought I'd make.
I was like, God, that's a slightly obscure reference for the audience of this program.
I'm just helping them branch out to really crappy children's shows that are no longer on the air.
Pretty much.
I'm doing your job for you.
And now all
they might not be available on the air, but they are available on Netflix.
Yeah. And now all I can think of is random dancing.
Bring back Bruce Klein.
Here's a sad thing. Here's how far behind the merchandise is. I was at Kmart the other day. They had Brodus Clay brawling buddies.
Tell me you bought one and used as a voodoo doll for Richter.
I unfortunately did not. I only saw it. I was in
Wait a minute. He said,
something up, but I saw it there, and I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Like I said, purchase it. Look at the doll. Use it as a voodoo doll of Richter. Wait a minute. He said Vita stab pins in its arm, so then you'll hear Richter go, ah!
Actually, no, he did use it as a Richter voodoo doll. He saw it and he's like, I'm not going to validate it with a purchase.
Exactly.
Yeah. And then he
Also,
bought Virgil.
Yeah.
Not a
And al-
buddy,
and al-
just Virgil.
Yes. Just
He was there signing an autograph.
exactly. And also here's something I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay, I don't know what because have you seen the you might have seen the thing there's a new thing in giant action figures for no good reason. I know there's the common popular one is currently the giant Megaforce Red Ranger is out. Well, even I think slightly taller than him, but I came in and underneath the Brawling Buddies, and this is on the end cap, there's the Brawling Buddies on the top. There was like a Cena, a couple of rocks, and a Brodus Clay. And below that, in giant, massive action figure form, are The Rock with shoulder tattoo, which is pretty accurately drawn, and next to him, not one but two different John Cenas in two different color hat and armband combinations.
Makes sense.
Like, okay, here's Cena in a blue hat and armbands, and here's Cena in the same armbands that are just in red. I'm like, okay, first of all, yeah, I understand kids like John Cena, but do you really need like a 4-foot tall John Cena action figure? What are you gonna do with that?
You would play with it.
Mm.
And hold it and love it.
Fair
It's
enough.
for
Hug it
John
if you go to bed
Cena.
and say, come back for Marine 4.
See, Jim, you have to realize those are made for John Cena's slightly older female fans.
Oh, okay, now that makes sense.
Yeah, little Stevie's mommy buys that one.
But, yeah, like I said, this whole show this week has just been random, which
Pretty
is
much.
really weird. Which I would make the case when we went completely batshit insane, off topic, talk about Transformers in a really random way. That was more faithful to this show,
Pretty
based
much.
on this week's booking.
Yeah, basically. I would have been
True.
shocked to see any of that happen. That. Yeah. Okay, that's enough of the awards. Hammy, you want to take us into the match and promos?
Which are awards.
Yeah. Yes, but not. You know what I mean. Shut up.
Just slightly different awards.
Yeah. It's as different as night. Later that night.
Later then.
And I would like to give the honorary Stacy Award to James Phoenix.
For existing?
For telling Mole to shut up, getting frustrated and telling Mole to shut up.
You've all been there.
Because that's what Pew do.
Yeah, but totally, but figuratively and literally, but totally, shut up.
Yeah.
That's pretty much what she does. Anyway, do the hammy one.
That's right. Take us to the second
All right.
set of awards. How about that?
Okay. So, gonna go through our matches and promos of the night for the various shows that we've seen. So, take it away first, Mr. James Phoenix.
Back to me. All right. Am I doing both of these? Is that how we're doing this?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
'Cause I only saw Raw this week, so I only have two. And as I mentioned, I did not see all that much of Raw, so my awards were pretty much written for me because I had to go with what I saw. So my match of the night was the ambulance match because despite the unnecessary ambulance-themed weapons, it was actually a pretty good match. I was actually impressed that, okay, yes, it made the ambulance like the weapons guy, but at the same time, there was some pretty cool things in there. There was the Sister Abigail into the ambulance and onto the floor. There was, some of the things they did with the weapons were pretty cool. There was, the Dean Ambrose elbow drop was a little like he leaned down a little bit and he almost just fell a little bit. He didn't really jump, but that was still kind of cool looking. They did some good stuff with the end. And the fact that Bray Wyatt won would shock me. I thought that was a nice word that Bray Wyatt actually won the match. I thought that was cool. So overall, I like the ambulance match. It was a good match. It was exciting and it was different from what we normally see on Raw, which different is good for the most part. And the promo of the night was from a little bit before that when Ambrose did his promo in the back where he responded to Bray Wyatt and told him what he was going to do in the match because it was intense and he was all crazy. His hair was moving around. It's like, okay, he's intense and he's really building up the ambulance match and making me excited for it. So I'll give him that because that was also the only promo I saw.
Fair enough.
Back to Hammy.
Hammy.
All right. So, next up, how about Mole?
Thank you.
Money, 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 money. Ah.
And I'm going to split them up multiple into fours, I think. First up, promo night for Raw. I went with firing at the end. Because that promo was actually kind of well done. I mean, it wasn't exactly bad, but they sold it well, and I love where it's going. And there was WWE.com interview up with Triple H afterwards, where he's been talking about how, yeah, you guys went to war, and you were home free. And the guy that you loved the most, the guy that you trusted, brought you straight back into war by reinstating the people you beat. How can you live with that? And I love how they did that on Raw with the firing thing, and it's like they're blaming it so much on Cena that it's like it's kind of awesome because I don't know where the hell it's going to go, because I could see Cena turning heel, I could see any one of the other three turning heel, or I could see it being completely forgotten come a week or two, as per WWE logic.
Mm-hmm.
There is one thing that doesn't make sense though when I think about this. You know,
Only
the
one?
authority. I know. Okay, they told the authority fair enough, but now that the authority is back in power and clearly going straight back to what they did before and just basically being manipulative and favoritist and everything else. Haven't we previously established in the past that it's very, very easy to shut Triple H down by staging a walkout?
To be fair though, wasn't that a walkout over stuff they cared about? Not many people, I mean, like Roman Reigns is concentrating on Big Show and stuff like that. It wasn't like those three people he fired, not many people really care. In terms of the actual superstars, I mean, not in terms of the audience who never really give a shit about those three anyway.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's like, oh no, you fired the three people we don't like, we don't care about. No. But my match of the night for Raw, I went with Roman Reigns versus Big Show.
Well, those are my two. Those are my two as well. So you don't have to come to me, Rick.
Okay, well, did you want to talk about the match then? Since I know you didn't really talk about the firing, so I'll let you do the match.
Yeah. I'll quickly talk about the firing. I did like the thing I loved about that, aside from just the whole blaming it on Cena thing, is I love the end where Triple H is like, we got to talk about what we're gonna do with you guys. Give us a minute, and they like kind of slowly leave the ring, and they make like they're like talking to themselves, and then as they get out of the ring, they start walking up the ramp, and as they're doing it, they keep looking back. They're just like, yeah, just give us a couple more minutes. We're still hashing it out, and they very slowly and surreptitiously make their way up the ramp until they're at the stage, and then they turn around, and they're like, yeah, we've decided, and Steph goes, and the three of you guys, you're all fired. I'm like, that was actually kind of cleverly done, where they just kind of snuck out the ring, went up the ramp, and fired them all outside the ring so that they couldn't retaliate.
Yep, that was pretty clever. I also like the bit where it's like, okay, you get 30 days, you get 60 days. How much do you think you deserve, Dolph? And he's like, 90 days. He's like, I see where this is going, it's 90. And they're like, whoa, 90 days? That's a little harsh, Dolph, but that's really what you think you deserve. And I'm like, that's genius. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah, it was just well put together promo bit there, and show bit. But yeah, the match tonight, Big Show versus Roman Reigns, I thought overall it was actually a pretty good match between two big guys. I thought it was well done, and Reigns actually had a decent opponent because Big Show, because he's a big guy, like most big guys, doesn't have high stamina for long matches. When you put him in a match that he's within the length that he's comfortable in and a matchup he's comfortable in, he can actually carry a match. He's pretty decent if you put him against the right person. And with two big guys and with the athleticism and agility of Roman Reigns, it worked really, really well. And then I'm sorry, that legit hit, almost legit hit, I watched it again, and he kind of tilts it so the side of the stairs hits the mat first to lessen the impact on his face, but he still just let it drop on his face after that, so it was still half legit. That match was just great.
Yep. What I liked about that match was I was expecting, and I know this might just be how WWE normally books it, but I was honestly expecting Roman Reigns to just dominate the match.
Yeah.
Then when it turned out Big Show was dominating, it actually made you want to see Roman Reigns rise up. They did it that kind of well. I wasn't expecting him to look that weak, but it wasn't weak in a bad way. It was just like he'd actually got a challenge. When he overcomes Big Show, it's just another thing that makes him look strong in the Rumble.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Hmm?
He has to overcome the odds. They want him to rise up. He really is the new Cena.
Oh, if we're going to say Batman.
No. But that too.
What are they saying, sir?
Yeah, to be fair, he like I said, to be fair with Roman Reigns, I was expecting with Reigns Cena booking. However, he's a big enough dude that I'm like, I can buy Cena booking. Like, I don't want Rey Mysterio to be booked like fucking Cena, because that makes no logical sense. But big muscular dude with his look, built as an unstoppable guy who can overcome, it makes sense.
Yep.
But to be fair, I do like Reigns in the ring and stuff, so I think he's going to do a good job. Like, even when he overcame with Big Show didn't look weak. When he overcame a bit in the match, every time he did, it looked more desperation. He was selling it well. He wasn't like popping to his feet, Cena or Bryan style.
Yeah.
And then promo at night, SmackDown. I went with the opening because I really loved that opening. Seth Rollins comes out. He's gloating about Cena bringing back the Authority. He then gloats about it being a triple threat match. He then, Rick, because I don't know if you saw any of SmackDown, he does something which is amazingly trollish and funny. He says, "Now, I know all of you people like to boo me and say I'm a sellout and think I'm a bad guy. I'm going to prove to you I'm not a bad guy. For those," and he insults them, and he goes, "For those 3 people that were fired, I'm going to give you all 10 seconds silence." And he pops his head down and lets them ring the bell like they were doing a mourning of ding, ding, ding in mourning of their careers. And I'm like, that's kind of wonderful. I did like that bit. I figured you'd probably like the bell toll bit. But then Reigns interrupts and he's like, you're full of yourself, but you know what? You're also full of something else, which is kind of funny. And then he makes a Looney Tunes reference by doing suckering succotash. And then he looks at the camera, but before he looks at the camera, he goes, and I know what you're thinking, my God, that was a mouthful to say. When he looks at the camera and just winks, and I'm like, that's awesome. I don't know why, that was just awesome.
Wait, what did he say?
He did the Daffy Duck line, basically.
That's not
That's so much for the cat if you mean suffering succotash.
Yeah. But yeah, he said a tongue twister that ended with suffer and succotash, and he goes,
Oh, okay.
I know what you're thinking. I bet you're thinking that was a mouthful. Wink.
Yeah. Well, turns to the camera and does the wink, but yes.
Yeah.
And then basically Big Show comes out and he starts to taunt him about his punch, and he's like, you think your Superman punch is any match for my big, large weapon of destruction I call a fist? And he's just going through, he's like, it doesn't matter who you find as your tag team partner for tonight, Reigns. I will knock them out like I knock out you. Roman, you're screwed. And I'm like, Big Show cut a great heel promo. Every part of that promo just worked. It was better than any of the promos I've seen all week, and that was I loved it.
Yeah.
Who did Reigns find for his tag team partner?
Dean Ambrose.
Ah, nice.
I was already answering, Marcus. But yeah. And for this SmackDown match at night, I gave it to a triple threat tag team match.
Ooh.
The Usos versus Mizdow versus Star and Goldust. The Usos picked the victory, but that was an awesome match. All 3 teams got great offense. They showed what they could do. They bounced off each other well. They have great chemistry, as we've seen in the past. Just a great match. I love that.
Was it a title or a non-title match?
I'm not entirely sure, because the Usos won, so either way, the titles wouldn't change hands.
Right, just curious.
I was just saying I don't know because of who won. Because I can't remember if they said still champion or not, but it makes sense it would be for the championship. But
Fair enough.
if they had the Usos win, because otherwise wouldn't you make you'd make one of the other ones win so they have a pinfall over the tag team champions.
Yeah.
I think, but this is WWE booking this week. It's been kind of crazy.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the same triple threat match that Miz tried to get out of, and Damian won. So back to Hammy. Sat there in his ivory fucking tower. Sorry, am I still not muted? My bad.
All right, so Marcus went through his too, and did you only see Raw then, Marcus?
Yeah.
Okay. So for mine then, I guess real quick, no surprise from NXT. But probably promo of the night would probably be Sami Zayn at the start of the show talking about, normal championship stuff like, oh yeah, I, got this belt and we, it's not just my belt, we all earned it, and even specified that it was cheesy stuff, which I thought was pretty cool. But although it was a pretty solid promo, I would say. He did some good mic work. Yeah.
I was going to say, ironically, that sounds more like a championship promo than what they've actually been doing for the last couple of few years, where they try and make it anything other than come out and talk about how we did it together and stuff. I do like tradition. That is kind of cool.
And then match of the night. The other matches weren't, they were okay. This one was probably just slightly better. Probably just because who was in it, but it was the tag team championship sort of rematch, which was the Lucha Dragons against the Vaudevillains.
What was that move?
Yeah, because it ended with that, which was weird. And it had some decent spots, and I don't know why, but I really do like the Vaudevillains. I love their entrance and stuff, and their promos are always in black and white and stuff. But
Seemed like a great team.
Richter, this is your award. You may officially name it, because you are a wonderful wordsmith. Name it.
Name the...
Name the move.
No. I don't know. I'd have to come up with one. I'd probably do something stupid that's dragon themed, though, because they're the Lucha Dragons. But
Nice.
But yeah, I thought it was a decent match. It would be the best of the night. The other matches were, I would say, okay. There was nothing like super spectacular. But that one was the one I enjoyed the most. So I gave that match of the night.
That did sound pretty cool. I want to see that move.
Yeah.
You can call it the Lucha Bomb.
I don't know.
Don't like Lucha Bomb?
No.
I
If
could
you're
see
gonna be
something else is called Lucha Bomb.
yeah. If you're gonna be clever, call it Mucha Lucha. After that awesome show that used to be on the Kids WB.
That could almost work, actually. But yeah. So unless there's anything else, I think we are good for the evening. Yes.
I was waiting to see if I would give it one, because I didn't want to give it one, but I had mentioned to Marcus I was thinking of an honorary thing.
Okay.
I really fucking hate what they're doing with the Ascension.
Yeah.
They're bringing the Ascension out. They're making them be jobbers every week, like local talent. And before they do, they cut a promo, and it's been the same on Raw and SmackDown and stuff, where they talk about how we're better than the Road Warriors, Legion of Doom, we're better than, and they mention loads of tag teams. And it makes you hate them, but not for the right reasons. It's not like you hate them because they're such great heels. You're hating them, as much as I don't like this version of the Ascension anyway, it makes it that much worse when you're like, you're not fucking Legion of Doom, back the fuck off. You will never be the Road Warriors.
Yeah, especially when you come out and talk about how great you are, and then you immediately go out and job.
Well, go out and beat jobbers.
Yeah, well.
It's not like they're going out there and losing to local talent, because that would be an amazing gimmick.
That would be good.
Yeah, I didn't watch that clip, but I did see on YouTube, it was like, they even titled it like Ascension versus Local Talent. I was like, what? No! What? They were like established on NXT, and you move them up and they're gonna fight local talent?
Yeah.
What the hell is that?
They were established on NXT. They did the local talent thing on NXT. Fair enough, it got them over. Then they became massively successful. People wanted to see them debut, and when they debuted, you made them wear Kratos paint and weird fucking Legion of Doom, Undertaker Ministry, Love Child clothes, and make them turn around and do this promo and fight local talent. Like, do you even know what the Ascension were? It's almost like WWE doesn't pay attention to NXT and was told, oh wait, they're asking for a team called The Ascension. Do we have them? Yeah, okay, they're not in TNA or Global Force Wrestling. Fair enough, here we go. Ascension. Now, how can we book them? Oh, I know. And they do this. It's like, no, none of this works.
No.
They look like ass. Their promos ass, and their matches are ass. As I mentioned the joke to Marcus, I keep calling them the ass Ascension. But
Nice.
it's like, what the hell are you doing with them? This doesn't work.
Like God of War, when it's titled Ascension, it's just a letdown. Is that what you're saying?
Oh.
Yes, I am.
Yes.
That was nice. That was nice. No, hang on. Where's the freaking? Hang on a minute. Where's the damn?
He's having to watch it.
Thank you. I didn't have the sound effects up. Thank you.
But yeah, like I said, it's just weird booking. I don't like it. And like I said, I get that they're supposed to be heels and stuff. So heels normally do talk about how we're better than this, and this. But doing it with loads of legendary tag teams, and then it just makes me say, "Fuck you! You're not the Road Warriors." And then one of them's dead, so you shouldn't be doing this. And it's like, and then you're going against fucking local talent. No, none of this makes sense.
You know, one thing I would have laughed my ass off at, that the Raw they debuted at, that was the Edge and Christian one, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
They should have come out and start running their mouths about how they're better than all these tag teams, and then mention Edge and Christian, and then Edge and Christian comes out, and Edge is just like, whoa, wait a minute there, Bucko, you are not better than us.
Mhm.
I would have been like, oh. Of course, nothing really would have happened, but I think it would have been hilarious if they just kind of be like, all right, you want to prove that you're better than us? Fine, we're going to put you in a match. And actually put them in an actual match, and
Yeah.
they get their asses kicked. I would have laughed my ass off.
Yeah, it's like you need them to go against some sort of face team. You have them.
Yeah.
Like, why aren't these guys feuding with New Day? Or hell, you like to throw random people together. Just throw two fucking faces you're not using together and job them out to the Ascension.
Yeah.
But back to Hammy.
I'm surprised they actually haven't done that. But all right.
I'm surprised they haven't done that. Yeah, they do
Yeah.
like to just throw people together randomly.
Yeah. Well, no, I won't say that because it'd be mean. But anyway, so there you have it. That was our weekly recap of all the stuff that we liked in the previous week of wrestling here on X-Marks. So I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. And hope to see everyone next week. So good night, everybody.